Hello, parents of ninth graders. My name is Debbie Hahn. I'm the Community Project Coordinator here at North, and I just want to take a few minutes to update you on what ninth graders have been doing so far for their project, and then also show you where you can get more information and where you could look with your child to hopefully prompt some conversations about what they've been doing so far for the community project. So what I'm showing you right now is the Community Project Guide. It's an online guide for students to work through the project. You can also look at it, and I'll show you before I wrap up where to go. What students have been doing so far is they have been working in their small groups in order to identify a problem in a community, identify a need, and to think of how they could apply their skills or their gifts to that problem in order to make change. So far, we've been primarily in the investigating or learning phase of the project, and we're just now moving into the planning phase of the project. So your students have been working together to learn about the project requirements and to start brainstorming what they want to do and what they could do to make change. Our hope is that they're applying all the skills and interests they've acquired here at North, as this is our IB Capstone Community Project, and we can't wait to see what they do. So, one thing I want to point out, and again, one highlight for you in order to get more information, is that in this project guide near the top is a table of contents. So you can look at this on your own time, or again, I think ideally maybe sit down with your child and just click on some of these links, like what is the project? What are you doing for the project? If you look up here, there are some specific dates, and the cool thing about going to these sections is that these hot links in the dates, they link to the slides that students actually went through to do their own learning. So it's a reference for students, but it's also a cool window possibly for you to learn more about the project too. So you can see what students learned in the community project overview, for example, by clicking on that link. Couple things I want to highlight in this guide, and then I'm going to show you how to get it so that you can look at it on your own. There's a project timeline here in the middle, so this would be a great place to look and maybe put a few dates in your calendar. I will highlight a couple dates we have coming up. March 11th, we have a service action night where students can carry out their action, and there's an explanation here on that. In addition, it'd be great if you could all mark your calendars for April 15th. April 15th is when we're going to have in the afternoon here at North our school-wide project fair, but in the evening from 5 to 7 p.m. we're having our community-wide fair, and we'd love as many parents and community members as possible to come in so our students can show off all of the great work that they've done while they've been working on the project. So there's a lot of information in the guide. I'm not going to go through and read it to you, but I just wanted to point out a few highlights, and importantly, I want to show you where you can get the guide. So if you are at the Hopkins North Junior High homepage, there's a tab over here for parents. If you tap on the link that says for parents, hopefully you've been here. There's a lot of great information for you. And if you scroll down, there's a link to the ninth grade community project. That takes you to a landing page that has some upcoming dates again. We'd love if you mark your calendar for those. If you have 3 or 4 minutes, this is a great video that provides an overview and maybe will help you visualize what the project is. And then finally, this little piece of gold right here, if you tap this link, it takes you to the guide that I just showed you and that all students also have linked on their iPad. So hopefully that's just enough information to get you curious and maybe looking toward a conversation with your child, but not so much that it is too much to take in right now, but maybe gives you a glimpse. We have really, really enjoyed seeing what kids are doing so far. I've really loved overhearing the conversations, kids talking about what they can do, why, what they're excited about, how they can solve problems and work through this process. And we're just at the point right now, like I said, where they're moving into the planning phase. So a great question for you to ask your child would be, what's your idea? What's your group thinking of working on? How are you going to carry it out? Ask them to tell you, and we can't wait to see what they'll do either. The last thing I'll mention before I wrap up is that on this parent landing page is my contact information. So please feel free to reach out if you have questions for me. And I look forward to hearing from you. And most of all, I look forward to seeing what all these kids are going to do for this project.